This is going to be my masterpiece. Genius. Finished. Are you ready to see? Welcome to Corzeons! I have a special feeling that today is gonna be a special episode. Yes. Oh goodness. A fun episode. For me at least, of course. We are having a dino party and everyone is invited. That's right. Today we're talking Retro Kenner, Jurassic Park, and Lost World Dinosaurs! Yes, today we're going into the basement catacombs to take my action figures out of hypersleep. All my nonsense words make sense. Okay, we're here. Got it. Oh yes, Kenner old school dinosaurs from Jurassic Park. Oh, flash dance water splash. I'm gonna need a tranquilizer dart for goodness sake. Now I don't know if you know this, but I love Jurassic Park. And up until about 2015, I loved everything to do with it. I can't remember what happened then. Anyway, the old toys were tits. And wouldn't you know it, I already talked about the big red Rex that went to heaven, but the other toys were great too. These came out back in the day when men were men, and girls were not allowed near the ferocious squirting of a Dilophosaurus. Yes, the 90s were great. The days of myself squirting over the real feel of dino real feel skin. Oh, the rubber hit the pavement from 1993 to about 1998, which is when these figures were all coming out. Woo! Oh! These dinosaurs were my main jam, accompanying me in all my little boy forts. And today we're talking about a shit ton of them. We're talking Dimetrodon, Dilophosaurus, Raptors, Pteranodon, Triceratops, Utahraptor, Young T-Rex, Stegosaurus, Parasaurolophus, Thrasher T-Rex, and Bull T-Rex. Let's get down to business! We got a big, long one for you today, folks. So let's get down to it. And why don't you just waste 30 minutes for Corzeons today? First up, Dimetrodon. You're not a dinosaur. You're only here because you're going to be in the next worst movie ever coming out this summer. Get out of here! That said, I do like the colors. Dilophosaurus! I got a squirter! I got a screamer! Neither head looks really good, but I would say the squirter is definitely more screen accurate. I tried to find the removable frills. I found the electronic one. I don't remember if this one had one. I think it did, but I couldn't find it. Anyway, this one sucks up water and squirts at you. Yes, the removable frill, a feature now only available on the high-end toys. Yes, the Dilophosaurus was always a artistic license. They were much larger in real life. Maybe it was a juvenile in the original Jurassic Park. We'll never know. But with the whole venom and frill thing, yeah, fiction needed them to be more interesting, I suppose. Anyway, these toys are cool. The squirter is kind of real feely. It moves around. The rubberness allows it to move a lot of ways. The arms don't move, and the legs move. That's it. The electronic one no longer screams, much like Big Red Rex and all the electronic ones we're about to see. But this one is cool. It's got a cool pose. The arms do move. The one arm moves the jaw gimmick. And all of these feature the JP authenticator spot. And the legs move too. Perhaps a fan favorite, but not one of my favorites. Next, Velociraptor there's so many, and Mattel nowadays has about 4,000 different ones. This is the first one from Series 1 Jurassic Park, the original Jurassic Park toy for many a folk. It goes like that when you squeeze its legs. It's got a sickle claw. It's got a long tail. It's got tiny feet. It's got awesomeness. For the Lost World, they repainted it slightly. The Lost World also introduced the Cyclops Raptor. See? The extreme pose, the lame gimmick. The colors are kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. And also from Jurassic Park 1, the electronic one. You pull his legs back, he's supposed to scream! Does not do that anymore. However, only the arms really move. You can't really move the legs that much. And the head is stuck in a forever screaming death mask. Let's go through these a little bit more in detail. Yes, the classic Raptor looks a little goofy, but like a perfect starter toy. Neutral pose-ish. It's got the very dumb movement of the tail, which, why? The arms move, the head moves, the legs move. That's about it. Basic, but good. Same thing for the Lost World version. Same kind of movement for the Cyclops one, but the jaw doesn't close on this one. And we've already discussed the electronic one, how it is stuck. That one's also hard to stand. I just don't like you. Sorry. Young Tyrannosaurus Rex! Woo! Just about everyone's first T-Rex that they got. Maybe they were hoping for Big Red for Christmas, but this guy was slightly more affordable and just as awesome, almost. Now, the colors are cool. The paint may have been ripping off a little bit over time. This is real feel all day. With the rubber, you can make him move any which way. You can close the jaw, you can open the jaw, you can pinch his neck to open his jaw. He's got squishiness. Now, the legs don't move very much, but they do move a little bit. And he's got plastic arms. Very cool proportions, very cool pose. This guy was not in the film, of course. It was in the original novels. Maybe that's why there's a toy of it. But just a great starter Rex. It's beloved, and it's even got, in addition to the real feel squeezies, it's even got dino damage. Let's pull out his holy chunk. Ouch! Give him a band-aid, folks, because that is deep. Are you okay? It's mostly the paint is mostly held up. The toy is held up. It friggin' rocks. Awesome, great toy. Oh, the original Triceratops. Next to Big Red Rex, my favorite of the original toys. I love the colors. I love the detail, the real feel, the pebbling, the squishiness. It's even got kind of a little tail, paleo accurately, unlike the longer tails of the new ones. Yes, the arm is permanently in a little bit. I think that's to facilitate the sick Triceratops, because it was on this side in the film. That. But it doesn't really work that way at all, so I'm not sure exactly why it's like that. I don't think mine is warped. I think it came like that. It is possible mine's warped. Let me know, one of you. But the colors are great. It's damn film accurate. The one in the movie is, of course, browner. But it's just great. The action move to make him do Triceratops shit. Oh, it's so cool. I love this one so much, mostly because I had to save up my $2 allowance for however the hell long it was and buy this from friggin' Kmart once I saved up enough. Why doesn't anyone want to work anymore? It's always held a special place in my heart, much like Big Red. And I keep all of these toys in a safe little tote in the basement so that they don't get hurt. Ain't that right, Trike? Next, Utahraptor, our final one from the original Jurassic Park toys. A later release. Series 2 maybe, or whatever the hell it was. This one came out along with the big Carnotaurus that I do not have. I never got a chance to get that one. Although I think the new Carnotauruses are definitely cooler looking. As toy collector favorite it is that one is. This one no longer stands, but the colors are just so cool. Kind of like novelty raptor colors. The arms move. Ooh, ooh. And the action feature. Holy shit! I didn't even know it still worked. Woo! 25 years? Maybe 20-ish years? Wow. Ah, the screams of the youth. Very cool. Anyway, you squeeze his anus, the arms go up, the legs go up in kind of like a jumping raptor pose. Very awesome. Speaking of, you flicking the pelvis? You flicking the pelvis? Huh? I know you flicking the pelvis. I see you doing it. Anyway, this one's got some real feel too. The tail can move any which way. The head is restricted by the screaming robot inside. But just a very cool giant raptor, and even has articulated sickle claws. Nice touch. 4 stars! What? We're not scoring these? Seems like a waste. I'm not gonna start now though. Something has survived! It's my penchant for hoarding. Yes! We moved on to the Lost World Jurassic Park, the first sequel. And boy, of course, as a child you had me at Goldblum, baby. And 2 Rexes in the movie? That's quadruple the fun! I added 2 more funs. Parasaurolophus? Whoa! Just like the Stan Winston McKettish. Very coquettish. I love the neutral posing and the functional, if silly, little... It's lame, but it's there's not a lot of movement. The tail, I don't know if it's supposed to move. Same with the head, it's kind of just glued on there. The arms do a little doggy paddling, and you can kind of move the legs independently of the action gimmick. But not real feel. I think the Lost World toys started to move away from that a bit. Definitely not as many real feels as the original. That being said, the paint and the sculpt, it looks just like the effing movie when they tripped him and captured him. Anyway, very cool Parasaurolophus. I'm hoping the original Parasaurolophus in the new ones isn't that cool, even though they're definitely going for this, an emulation of this look. The upcoming Hammond collection, which, as we speak, the day of this Lord, spaghetti has risen. Those should be coming out real soon, so hopefully they didn't get delayed. But yeah, the Hammond Collection Parasaurolophus is one of the first releases, and it looks just like this, only way more articulation. I will reserve my judgment though, because I have a feeling that the tail's gonna be really teeny. Very cool, excellent start to the Lost World. Giant Pteranodon, woohoo! Yeah. The wings flap, This is, of course, the iconic 2-second appearance in the end of Lost World. Spoiler alert. But this is just real cool. It's my favorite Pteranodon out of all of them, except for maybe the Amber Collection. The Amber Collection is definitely cooler looking, but the paint is ugly as shit. It doesn't look like the JP3 one at all. And but this one's just got a great head, and I just like the colors. I love the fabric wings. You can fold them up and snap them in the body for no reason. I don't know why you do that, but if you press the button, they flap out for Soar Party. The head moves, and the legs move too, and it's even got articulated claws for grasping shit unrealistically. Very cool, very big, very pretty. Thumbs up, baby. Yes, it can't pose in a cool walking pose, but none of them really can. I'm gonna give it 8 hearts. Let's move on. Woohoo! Stegosaurus, a beloved iconic species, finally makes its appearance in the Lost World in one of the coolest scenes of the movie. And this one looks a hell of a lot like it. Unfortunately, the dino damage, the way it's placed, it didn't really stick in that well. It fell off. In my youth, I had to tape it on, and over time, I lost it. So he just got a big old gash. She's got a big old gash. I'm not going to say it. But this one's got kind of a rubberiness. The tail is rubber, so that goes flippity and up and down and all that stuff. The action, if you press the plates together, it wags the tail, but there's no other movement to it. That being said, the sculpt and the colors look just like the movie for the most part, and it's still pretty cool. I think that the new Stegosaurs, toys at least, are superior just for the amount of movement they offer. However, this one is certainly classic. Lots of quality paint. I mean, there's even a gradient paint on the tail thagomizer spikes. Very cool. Yeah, none of the claws are painted, or none of the feet are. The Jurassic Park feet always have the elephant feet, and that is not paleo accurate, but that's just what they do on the herbivores. Whatever, it's cool. But for what it's worth, a pretty good Stegosaurus. I actually also had the Jurassic Park 1 Stegosaurus, which despite its cool tail up, more accurate posture, didn't have a beak, it had a weird face. I didn't like the spikes, so I've sold it for millions. Of course, I'm a millionaire. Lastly, we get to the stars of the show. Thrasher T-Rex and Bull T-Rex. Mommy and Daddy here, reporting in for duty. Yes, a big-ass, real-feel T-Rex. One of the most articulated Rexes with a neutral pose, moving legs, moving arms, and, you know, the rubber and stuff like that. Very cool. Some people's favorite T-Rex. Not me, though. I think that the legs are too long, which they're loose now. Over time, they've gotten loose, so it doesn't stand. And I think the face overall is just wacky looking. It's got very gummy. It's very gummy looking. The striping, the greenish coloring, the gradients on the thing. There's even, you know, paint on the feet and all that. The claws are painted. Even the fingers are painted. Just real cool. And the gimmick, even though it's dumb and kind of restricts the movement, it is fun to stick your finger in there and try to hurt it. It's yeah, you're supposed to put an action figure there and then it bites it, and then you thrash it around. A lot of the modern toys try to mimic this. I think it's just more fun to put your finger in it. The legs are probably so big to facilitate the gimmick. Maybe it helps it stand or something, which obviously it does not help it stand. Okay, you just eat something off the ground, I guess. Still really cool. A nice mommy. Check out mommy's legs. And last but most, my favorite of all these bunches, the Bull T-Rex. This thing is insane. The proportions are crazy. Giant head, huge gullet, the biggest feet ever. Biggest feet ever. The gimmick is dumb and it rips apart, and it's more plasticky than real feely, even though it's like a plasticky rubber. But just, the colors are so cool. It just looks awesome. And one of the best Kenner Rex heads. It's got the plush animal eyeballs so that it's always looking at you. Stop it, I'm trying. Colors and paint are awesome. The electronics, when they worked, really cool. I had to see if it Utahraptored me, but it did not. I think it stopped, and I think it roared, and it made a crunchy noise, because the gimmick would be you'd shove shit in its mouth. It came with a guy in like a coffin cage thing. You shove shit in his mouth, and then you pull it out of its cloaca, and you do it all over again. Very silly, but neat. The feet are even bigger than modern offerings, but it still barely stands. Oh, but I just love it. It's fugly, and it's so cool. Yes! What a way to end the episode with daddies talking about daddies. We did it! Oh, thank you for taking a trip down memory attic basement with me. Oh man, what a way to end the season. Yes, the season finale of Corzeons. Our next episode will be in about a month. Yes, these toys still hold up and nostalgia up the butt. Today's kids are blessed with a plethora of species and even get a few movie-accurate sculpts in there. But the old man in me is saying, get out of there, old man. The old man in me is saying that nothing can quite match the real feel of a dinosaur's caress. These toys were the mega bomb back in the day. Just don't bring up the baryonyx. And there were also no big sauropods back then. And as we close out the episode, of course, we have to ask AB what he thinks. AB, what 1990s rad piece of rubber do you want to eviscerate?
Which dinosaur do you like best? Me? Aw, you're sweet.
How about this one?
I think we have a winner.
Okay, whatever. Now, folks, before we go, another thing, we got another tape in the mail. Bless Corbett's heart for sending that tape. Let's see what it says. That's different. What is that? Another season in the books, I couldn't have done it without myself, so thanks me, and thanks all 1 to 3 of you that continue to watch episode after episode. Please see my social media bullshit. I even got that pesky Patreon penis. Please donate to it. Yes, my ooey gooey Patreon. And with that, I have to bid adieu. Thank you again for watching. It's a lot of fun making these, and I will do it for at least a little bit longer. Now, if we just ham and speech from the end of Lost World, maybe we can finally clever girl, big pile of shit. Am I right? Later, folks.
It's finished. Are you ready to see?
Hey Corzeons, are you coming back? I'm getting lonely up here. Okay, bye.